Okay, so here's the first scramble. So what I noticed was there was this corner that was already attached to orange and this edge that's already attached to orange. So I just decided to go for white orange. You could also go for blue, so white blue or yellow blue, since there's already some stuff attached to blue, but I just decided to go for orange. So this is the orange corner and these are the orange edges. And what I decided to do was put this edge here at the back so that when I bring this pair to the bottom layer, it also solves this edge. And then I just did a U2D2 to solve this U2D2 R prime to solve this corner, and then just D prime, and that solves first block in 6 moves. But what you can also do is, instead of putting the edge here so that it solves the edge, you can instead put the corner here. So instead of a U prime, you do a U2, and then insert, and then to insert this edge, just do D2 to move this out of the way, and then put this here and just insert it like that. And that also solves first block in 6 moves. So but what I did was insert the edge like that. And our DR is over here, so you could just do an R2, but what I did was RU prime R. Because I'm not sure if it's because I already saw this pair, so I didn't want this to be at the bottom if I didn't want this corner to be at the bottom if I did an R2. But sometimes I also just do that randomly, just try and find pieces, so I'm not sure if I just did that to find pieces, but yeah, I did R, U prime R, and then did this pair, so like this, and then this corner goes with this edge at the bottom, at the back over here. So for this one I just did U2, M2, and just insert it here like this. Now for CMLL, it's a soon, and the way you would recognize it from this angle is with these 4 stickers. So this one matches and this one matches. So this is the columns case, and I actually have a different alg for this one. I learned a different one, but for some reason for the solve I used the one that I used to use, which goes like this. And that's CMLL. For EO, or EOLR, since I know EOLR, here we have 3 badges on top and 1 here. So this is 3-1, and since the LR edges are over here, this is good 3-1, which goes like this. And then that solves EO and puts the LR edges at the bottom. So to solve LR, just U2, M2, solves LR. And what I did in the solve, actually, I did this, when ideally you'd want to match these ones, since the case that I got was a non-cycle. So yeah, I did this, and I just undid that U move by doing a U2, and an M2, and a U2 to solve. Okay, so here we have our second scramble. Okay, so what I noticed here was there was this red-green pair. So you could do white-red or white-green, and you can also do one of the blue since there's this piece attached to the blue center, but I just decided to go for white-green since there was already a piece attached to the green center. So here's the cross edge at the bottom, and here is the pair, and then here is the other pieces for the white-green first block. So what I did first was an R2 to put this pair at the top, and before I did u prime b to solve the pair, what I did first was solve this corner with an f prime, and then I did u prime b, and then to insert this edge, I just did a d prime to move this away, insert with an f prime and then a d, and that's first block in 7 moves. Next is second block. So here is our dr edge, which you can put on top, oriented with an ry2, and then just insert with a u r2. And the first pair that I decided to solve was this one, which I solved like this with f moves, which I'm not sure if that's the best. It's probably not, but that's how I solved it. And then these two are next, which you can solve like this. And then I actually did an interesting thing here. So when you're transitioning to CMLL, you'd want either the yellow or the white center to be on top. And what I did in this case was I did an R wide and did an M prime so that the white center was on top. When what I could have just done from here is just do an R instead of an R wide, and it would have kept the yellow center on top. So I didn't notice that I actually did that because it happened so fast, but I'm pretty sure that does take up some time, so I think that's something I need to work on. But yeah, here we have CMLL. So it's the T case, and you can recognize which case this is by looking at these two stickers and this sticker. If this sticker is opposites or same with these two, then you know at the back you have adjacents with these two. So yeah, because usually you would recognize it from this angle and with these 4 stickers. So yeah, you can just recognize it from these stickers. So face this angle and then just did this, and that solves CMLL. Next we have EOLR, which this is 3-1 because there are 3 bad edges on top and 1 at the bottom over here. And since the LR edges are over here, it's bad 3-1, which the way that you solve this is actually just solve 3-1 normally and then just deal with the LR edges after. So U2 to put them diagonal from each other. And for this one, you could use a special insert with the M prime U to M prime, but you can actually recognize 4C from this state. It's kind of hard and I don't do it all the time, so, but you can. And basically I used DFDB recognition, which I'm not going to teach here, but basically these two are the friends, and this, based from experience, I just know that this one, after I'm done doing the M prime U to M prime, this one will end up over here. So, and I also know that since these 2 stickers match this center at the side, I know that after I do M prime U to M prime, I would have to do a U so that to solve the corners at the end. And I just have to watch where this other friend ends up after that. So M prime U to M prime and a U to solve the corners. So the first friend went over here and the other friend went over here at the back. So they're already diagonal from each other, so just do the normal raise the dot. So U2, M prime, U2, and then just M2 to finish it. Okay, so here's the third scramble. Okay, so there are actually a few solved pieces already in this scramble. There's this one over here and this one over here. But interestingly, I decided not to go for any of that and decided to go for white-orange over here with this solved edge over here. Now, the reason why I did that was because I couldn't find anything good in the other first blocks, but there probably was something that I just missed, so you could go over those. So here's the cross edge, here are the edges, and here's the corner, here's the corner. So what I decided to do first is solve like a line for the edges over here by doing a U prime L, and it solves this line over here. and then these two corners end up in the top. So I solved this one first by doing a u prime r prime over here, and then I solved this one next by doing a u2 d2, and then solving it with an r d to finish the first block in 8 moves. There's probably a better one, but again I couldn't find it sadly. So this is our DR edge, and as I mentioned earlier, I tend to do moves before I solve the DR edge for some reason. I think it's to find the second block pieces, but ideally I should have found it while I was solving first block, so I think that's more of just a bad habit. But basically for this one I just did a U2, which doesn't move the R, but I think I just did that to be able to find the second block pieces. So I did R next to solve the DR edge, and I did this pair first, which I did like this, and then insert to the back. And this pair was next, which I actually solved like this to pair it up and then insert. But there was a better solution to this specific case, which I should have done actually, and it goes like this. Insert. So that was definitely better, since when it comes to first block and second block, if there's a way that you can avoid using M moves, it's usually better to do that way, because M moves have that slight regrip that you have to do. So yeah, but I decided to do it this way. I guess for muscle memory, since I'm so used to doing it that way. But yeah, that was another way that I could have done it, that I actually knew how to do it. I guess I just forgot to do it. So here we have our CMO, which is just an anti-soon, and you can recognize the anti-soon from this angle by looking at these 4 stickers. And you really just need to look at this one, since these two match, and you would know you have anti-soon left bar, which I solve like this. So the next step is EOLR, which our EO is 3-1 again, because there are 3 bad edges on top and 1 over here at the bottom. And it's actually good 3-1, since this LR edge is over here and this one is at the back. So you could solve EOLR like that, but for some reason, ideally I would have tracked where the LR just went during CML, but I guess I just forgot, and I was able to see that this LR edge went over here, but I didn't know where the other one went. So I just assumed that this one was the other LR edge, which it isn't. And I thought it was bad 3-1 instead of good 3-1. So I solved it like this, which isn't how you solve it, because this one isn't supposed to be here, but I just decided to roll with it. So same case with earlier, you can do the special insert for this one, but in this case it would go mu to m prime. And same case as earlier, you could also recognize your 4C case from this state using DFDB recognition. So basically these two are your friends over here, and just from experience I know that mu to m prime would put this friend in the m slice down here in the DB position. And since these two corner stickers match with this block on the side, I know that after I do mu to m prime I would have to do a u move after. So after that I just have to watch where this other friend goes. So mu to m prime and then a u, and then the other friend went in the DB position, this friend went to the front, and they're already diagonal from each other, so I just need to do the raise the dot thing. So m u2 and another m, raise the dot, and then just another u2 to finish solve. So that's all for this video. Sorry for the very late upload. It's been 1 month since my last upload, and the reasons for that is because I was finishing my school year and we had a lot of requirements due because of it. Also, I don't normally post heavily edited videos like this, especially with my voice, so it definitely took a lot more effort to make than my usual content, which were just singles pretty much. This is my first time really making an example solves video, so it's definitely still rough around the edges, but I still hope to post more of these, since I think Roux definitely needs more example solve videos. this probably wasn't the best example solves ever, considering I used my actual solves, which had obvious mistakes and bad habits, but I hope you guys still learned something from it at least. So yeah, that's all.